So we all know Liverpool have already signed Alexis McAllister from Brighton for a fee of about 35 million euros due to his secret release clause, apparently. And now Liverpool are analysing some other midfield options, and one that's been popping up over the last month or so, and last few weeks is Khephren Thuram from OGC Nice. So what's the deal here? So Liverpool, according to the GFN via the reliable Nice Matin in France, Liverpool are expected to submit a bid for Khephren Thuram after the Under-21 Euros. Liverpool executives will reportedly wait until the end of the Under-21 Euros to submit a bid close to Nice's valuation of their prized asset. This Allianz won't sanction the departure of Thuram for a transfer fee lower than 40 million euros. What do we make of that, right? Yeah. So I think we can get this deal done. It's I think that's what we need to do, and I think nailed on midfielder, untouched injury record. He's got nothing in his injury record. 6'4", has bolstering pace from the highlights I've seen. Outstanding. He can control a midfield really well. His dribbling in midfield is also what we really need. And I think he's a perfect fit with the age profile we're looking at. His height as well, a big advantage in his game as a midfield player. And I think he'll do well, and I hope FSG and Klopp and George Schmadtke get this deal over the line. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens after the 21 Euros, which are expected to finish. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure it's the end of July or something. I mean, the matches start tomorrow, so let me just check real quick. When should they be done? So group stages, yada yada yada. So it should be done after. So the 9th July is the final of the Under-21 Euros. So most likely mid-July this deal should be done. So we'll wait and see until then. So, more links. So, we all know Nicolo Barella, and Liverpool are interested in Nicolo Barella, but again, it feels like Bellingham once again. 80 million, but we can't afford it because FSG are a bunch of cheapskates that don't want to spend any money or invest anything into this club. Like, a midfielder in his prime. He's won the Scudetto with Inter Milan. He's reached the Champions League final. He's won literally could have won pretty much every trophy he could have won at Inter. He made it to a Champions League final, and I watched him in a few Champions League games. I thought he was brilliant. His goal scoring from midfield, his outstanding control and passing, you want a Liverpool midfield rebuild, right? This summer, right? Sign him, FSG. Klopp looks like he wants him, and Klopp will want anyone. But if our owners aren't really investing into us this window, this is their last window to prove to me that they should stay. If they don't sign Nicolo Barella this window, get out. You are out. It's time to go. Sell up and let us compete for the big trophies like we actually can. Enough is enough. But yeah, and George Schmadtke said Barella's not worth it because obviously there's that fear of Italian players coming into the Premier League, and I get that, but you're looking at a midfielder who's pretty much in his prime. He's 26 and could literally boss our midfield for the next few years if he's managed right under Klopp. And I think 80 million, it's expected because he made it to the Champions League final. What's this competitive advantage? So, alright, so we spent 84 million euros to sign Jude Bellingham, but we can't spend 80 million more to sign. We can't spend 80 million to sign Nicolo Barella, who's only 26 and in his prime. I get the Bellingham deal, he wants a massive amounts of wages, and he's valued at 130 million, something like that, and he wants 400 grand a week, and I get that. But to not sign a player that is literally in his prime and could do a massive job in Liverpool's midfield rebuild. Where are you going with that? Do you want to really challenge for titles? Sign Nicolo Barella this summer or in any other window, or in the January window. But we must sign Nicolo Barella. He is the must sign. Thuram, if we don't get that deal through, I'm gonna be flipping over, really, at this point. But yeah. Any other? I mean, I guess that's the most of midfield apart from Gravenberch. And you know what? If we sign Thuram and Gravenberch, I'm not saying that's a good window. That's a 6 out of 10 window. You're looking at 2 young kids and a pretty much already experienced McAllister. That's not a good window. I think if we need to sign superstars. Superstars, like, I was sad that we lost out to Manuel Ugarte, because I thought that kid would boss us in the midfield again, and again we lost out because of financial competitiveness. At PSG went in there and they got their deal right and they paid that release clause. PSG are doing the right things. They actually are being ruthless and they want to win the Champions League, but they can't because, I don't know, they just can't fit the right things together. They don't have the right manager to do it. But yeah, it's unbelievable. But yeah, that's most of pretty much all I know on the midfield rebuild for now. So, Trent Alexander-Arnold, is he what is part of this Liverpool midfield rebuild? I think so. Like, he had a stellar performance in his 2 international duty games for England against Malta and against North Macedonia. Gave an assist for Bukayo Saka in the 7-0 game of North Macedonia and scored a goal and gave a lovely pre-assist in Malta for the Malta game. Should Trent Alexander-Arnold be implemented into the midfield next season? If we're already seeing signs of him being stellar in the midfield already, I'd say yes. But I'm not too sure about that soon. We know his defensive capabilities aren't as what they seem to be. But if Jurgen Klopp, should this be considered a signing if Trent Alexander-Arnold moves into midfield? If he moves into midfield, I can understand it from Klopp's side of it because he's already seen it and he's already tested with it. He does that, I think that's a signing already, in my opinion. Now, if we sign 2 midfielders and Trent is in that midfield next season, if we sign 2 midfielders this summer, I think we're good. Well, unless we need to sign a centre back, and a right back. But I don't think we should do that. But there are fullback links. We know Benjamin Pavard could be leaving Bayern Munich this summer as well. Centre back deals. I mean, we all know that we want Josko Vardio, but we're not really in the need for a centre back at the moment. We've already got Van Dijk and Konate. And Klopp, I don't know, maybe he'll experiment with Conor Bradley this season. We'll see. If that's what it is, you know what? But we still, like, I feel like if we sign a fullback that can just cover on like maybe the right and left side, I think we're sorted for the season, and then maybe until the transfer window we sign possibly a centre back and maybe another midfielder. But yeah, that's all we have for today. Lads, is it good that transfer talk has been quiet? No bids are going through for any players that we are linked to. I feel like it's kind of bad. It's not looking good. Like, you sign McAllister and he's all in, where we signed a midfielder and stuff like that, but I don't like this quiet side of no transfers, no bids going through. Kone is like, yeah, it needs to be better from FSG. If they don't bring in the right players that we need for this midfield rebuild to challenge titles once again, we're going to be in big trouble this season. But yeah, that's it for now.